Test. Mic check. Can you hear me? Hey Larson, what's up? I'm on IFB. My microphone's on the podium. Can you hear it through the camera? Hey Larson, since my microphone's on the podium, can I get your number? I'll just text you. 1262. Say that again. 262. All right.
What do you want it to do? Down? They tighten it too much? Oh, is this a different one? This is a different one, that's right. Alright, give me a sec. Yeah, it's not going to drop further. Yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. There's something on the other one. All right, good afternoon. I'm attorney B'Ivory LaMarr. I represent the family of Elijah Wilks. I am here with the family, community advocates, supporters, and also his mother, Pamela Bond-Slater. Obviously, this is a very tragic situation that this family has to now endure. Obviously, the grieving process is going to take some time to reconcile all of the mix of emotions, seeing as though this just happened yesterday. But I want to provide an update. I think some of my remarks as it relates to our investigation of a civil rights matter somewhat unique. We've had the occasion today to meet with the Milwaukee Police Department. We have had an opportunity to review the video that Chief Norman spoke of yesterday. And I want to first thank the city of Milwaukee, the police department. They have been very accommodating. Many times in these situations, we often ask for transparency. Many times we have press conferences like this one, and we are demanding the video and, trying to get an understanding of actually what took place. And on this occasion, I want to thank the city of Milwaukee, the police department, Detective Harms, and that team there for the transparency that they have provided this family. I will say that we have been in contact with several witnesses who have seen what transpired yesterday. So I want to thank the community for reaching out, providing information that helps the healing process for this family so that they can in fact get answers. There have been videos that have also been provided to this family. And again, we thank the community for assisting the family in this way. But today I want to now take this moment to address what we did see. And again, this is something that oftentimes I don't think I've ever come before and did a press conference and said this, but we will acknowledge that we do believe that this officer-involved shooting was justified. What took place yesterday is the video that will be released by statute within the next 15 days. It's going to show that Elijah was coming up almost 47th and Mill Road, and there was a construction area in which he was trying to get into the left lane, and he kind of aggressively maneuvered into this left lane and essentially cut off the off-duty officer at that point. Obviously, the officer said some words that you're going to ultimately hear on the body cam. And that caused a slight collision in which the officer's vehicle collided with that of Elijah's. After they kind of got past the construction site, what we saw today was Elijah pulled over. The off-duty officer followed right behind. Elijah did get out of his vehicle, as did the off-duty officer. Elijah did kind of point to the front end of the off-duty officer's vehicle, kind of alleging that you hit me and caused some type of property damage to the vehicle. And what we see next on the video is that Elijah did have a firearm. He does pull it out, and the video in which myself and his mother Pam did watch today is he does slap the off-duty officer with the firearm. After which the video does depict Elijah pointing the firearm at the off-duty officer, and the off-duty officer did respond, what we believe, in accordance with his training, and did fire off several shots. Elijah then kind of is now running over to like the front of his vehicle at this time. And you see on the video that Elijah ultimately kind of pops up on the other side of the vehicle. At that point, there's another barrage of gunshots fired by the off-duty officer at that time. So, in sum, we do believe that the shooting, it was unfortunate, it was tragic. The loss of any life, we hope is preventable. But this family stands before you today acknowledging the officer's actions, and our hearts and our prayers go out to the off-duty officer's family as well. I'm sure that he's going through a healing process. We assume that was very tragic for him as well. This city needs to heal. Elijah was just 26 years old, and we have to be responsible for decisions that we make. We believe that Elijah did not know that this individual he was coming in contact with was an off-duty officer. But in any event, we want to be cognizant of our actions and not resort to firearms, violence, aggression. So again, that is what our sentiment is today. It's unusual. I do again want to thank the city of Milwaukee and all of the advocates, this community, for getting in place the new SOP, which now provides for provides for families to have access to the video within 48 hours. Again, we got it in 24 in this situation, so we're thankful for that. We have asked for privacy, in that the video is not released until closer to the 15-day mark, so that this family has an opportunity to grieve and to heal. We assume that the investigation is still ongoing, so of course we are reporting based on the facts that we had available to us today. But should there be any new information that comes forward, we'll respond accordingly. But that is what our investigation yielded from our own personal investigation and that of the city of Milwaukee, which again, we're thankful for. With that, I think it's important to humanize who Elijah Wilks was. Now, we acknowledge that he made a bad decision yesterday, and unfortunately, it came with dire consequences. But we do ask for, the family's privacy and respect while they are going through this grieving process. So we would ask for the community to please consider that and be empathetic to this family as they do grieve. With that, I will allow members of the family to speak as to who Elijah was and any personal feelings that they have. Then I'll come back and answer any questions that you members of the media have at this time.
First, I want to acknowledge that his mom did see the video, just like Attorney B'Ivory said. She saw it twice, and she is in agreement with what happened. I would also like to thank the Milwaukee Police Department for their transparency and their professionalism in handling this matter. I would also like to say that we don't know what happened. We don't know why Elijah made the call that he made, but that's not part of his character. Elijah, he was a son. He was the only son. And he was a good-hearted person. Again, like B'Ivory said, we gotta take this tragedy and look at it as a whole. A lot of times we see road rage in our community, but it just hit home this time for us. And I think we all can learn something from what happened today. And it could have been any one of us or any one of our kids, because we all are one seat away from making the wrong decision. So it's about thinking about our choices before we do something. And that's all I have to say.
I'm Elijah's sister. I really don't know what to say. That's my only sibling, my only brother. My brother was all I got, for real. That's my only sibling. And now he's gone, but my brother, man, I really don't even know what to say. But my brother, he wasn't, my brother don't even got a criminal background. My brother was a good person. Everybody loved my brother. I don't know, I don't got much to say. But I love my brother. He was really a good person. Long live my brother, for real.
Hello everyone. So again, just to piggyback off of what was already said, I'm Pamela's sister. My name is Latrice Bell. My sister is definitely at rest with what occurred. Like our other sister stated, she did get a chance to watch the video twice. We're definitely sending our hearts out to the officer's family and himself, with recovering, because when something like that happens, you don't even know it's about to happen. So no matter what the officer was thinking or Elijah, you just don't know what to happen. And from the video that my sister saw, it just happened so fast, along with B'Ivory, Mr. B'Ivory. I mean, everything just happened so quick. We wish it wouldn't have transpired that way, and it did. And my nephew, he made a decision that he should not have made. And that's just something we have to live with. Him as a person, he was a son, a brother, a grandson, a nephew, a little brother to someone, my son, Jeffrey. You know, a lot of times y'all hear about how good an individual was, but their actions don't depict who they were. But in this case, that's really who he was. That day, you know, just a bad decision. And now we have to live with that forever. That's something we have to accept. We're going to accept. Again, we thank the Milwaukee Police Department, everyone who came out. You know, we've seen buying them out here, you know, like the community really came out. We didn't want anyone to riot, get to, you know, going off about anything. We just really wanted to know and keep things settled because, again, we are one community. We all need to join together at some point in time. And everything that's occurring around the city of Milwaukee, it has to change. So no matter if you have an encounter with a police officer or just a regular civilian on the street. At that time, I don't believe Elijah knew that it was a police officer, but whether it was or it wasn't, the encounter should have been different. Encounter should have been different out the gate. So with that being said, not only continue to pray over our family, his family as well. Again, we don't need anything else to come out of this. My sister, she's very satisfied with the outcome. They showed her, we're okay with that. That's what it is.
Any questions?
In the video we watched, did it appear that the off-duty officer identified himself as an off-duty officer to Elijah?
I didn't see where he identified himself. What we also have a video as well. It's not as clear as the one in which the Milwaukee Police Department has in their possession, or should I say the West Allis Police Department. I want to also thank them as well. The West Allis Police Department was present. The captain was present. They made themselves available for any questions and so forth. But the video in which we possess, we do believe that after the officer retreated at some point, we think he went and got a lantern and kind of put that on at some point. But we don't believe he identified himself as an officer prior to. It did appear to be dash cam video. That's correct.
Yeah, were there any conversations with MPD conversations with anyone at MPD?
Yes, there were officers that was present at the meeting from the MPD. They were more so present for providing the video, not so much to answer questions. But I think that once we got an opportunity to actually see the video, there weren't many questions. We had clarity as to what actually transpired. And the one thing I would add is that we would hope that one thing we will remember in the city of Milwaukee is this investigation. And as it relates to transparency, the production of video, Elijah Wilks, we're going to always remember that when there is wrongdoing, that we hope not to occur within any police department, but in any event that it does, we hope they are just as expedient with releasing the video as they were in this situation. So again, we just kind of keep that top of mind.
In some cases, the video can be redacted. We've seen in the past with this raw video that you and the family got to watch.
There were redactions. I believe the information that was redacted was of the license plates and some maybe identifying information, but it does show exactly what took place. Outside of like maybe faces, no. I think it was pretty clear.
What did the officer say to
You really couldn't hear. It was inaudible, I would say. You do hear Mr. Wilks mention something about, hey, you hit my car or something along the lines. But outside of that, you know, I don't recall. We heard it twice, but I think that the imaging of the actual video kind of superseded everything else. It's like you just kind of seeing that, but I don't recall anything specific.
And when he struck the officer to begin with, was with the gun. He hit him with the gun. Can you see that gun in the video?
Yes. Yeah, you can see it in the video.
Did
Now, again, we saw the video twice. I don't recall specifically seeing an exchange of gunfire. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I did see him point the gun in the officer's direction for sure.
He pointed the gun before he saw the officer point his gun?
Yes, so he hits the officer with the gun first, and then after which he is like pointing the gun at that time, and that's when the officer responds.
Did it appear at any point the officer tried to administer aid to Elijah afterwards?
No, we did not see any aid administered at all. If we do have any complaint or gripe with the situation as a whole, is that there wasn't aid administered. We think that the video is clear that Elijah at some point was clearly not a threat, and that at that point, based in training, there should be aid administered. Now, would that have made a difference in this situation? I'm not, I don't really think so. But we think that it's important that officers are mindful that if you do have to use deadly force, that per guidelines and SOPs, that you should administer aid.
And I guess at this point, with your involvement in the midst of this family that's still grieving, where do you go from here?
I don't think that, I think we will constantly monitor the investigation. I think that we've seen the pertinent parts. I don't see any claims being made at this time. I don't see any lawsuits or anything like that in the foreseeable future. I think this is a very unique chance and opportunity for a family to stand before the city of Milwaukee and to acknowledge what took place and take accountability for their loved one's actions. That's the same type of demeanor and conduct that we would expect the police department to also administer when their officer or employee is in the wrong. We would expect them to conduct themselves in a similar manner, just as this family has today. All right, thank you. Yeah.